Welcome, everyone, to the Real Whovians cast. I am your host, Matrixlord212, and I'm with Chris. What's up, Chris?
What's up, guys?
All right, so we were just talking off air about the situation with Doctor Who, and, keep in mind about, and I don't pay attention to these phony ratings, and I don't pay attention to, how they're saying it's the most popular thing ever when there's not any merchandise hardly at all. And how everybody wants the next season to be changed. It wants to be better, wants to go back to format, go back to feeling like Doctor Who. And we got a little piece where we saw the Jadoon, and it's like, oh, is this what it's going to be? I think it's a smokescreen. Honestly, I think that he put the Jadoon in there, quite possibly for a Christmas special or New Year special, and that the whole entire season is the same shit. Literally, we heard one episode, they're making fun of the fact that she was talking about James Bond the whole time she was at Comic-Con or whatever. So they're making her James Bond, or they're making her like the Doctor, like a James Bond episode. Then we heard they're going to do like 2 period pieces. And then, they're going to do Florence Nightingale. They're going to do something about the environment. And how the planet can be destroyed because of plastic and all this other stuff. And, it just seems to me, again, it is a smokescreen, I think. And we are going to get, and again, from what I understand and I heard, this season was written at the same exact time as Series 11. Like, in other words, they had 2 seasons written back to back in the writer's room, just film, done. Film done. These scripts are already where they didn't know if this failed or that failed. And I honestly think that Chris Chibnall is the type that he would not create new scripts, and regardless of the fallout, would still go ahead with what he wants to do anyway. Now, honestly, if this continues, again, and there's no merchandise, and there's not enough people talking it up. Doctor Who is commissioned until 2023. Of course, they'll delay it again the next season, to season 13. Season 13 would be it. She will not regenerate, and she will be in the role until they bring the show back from cancellation, like they did with Sylvester McCoy into Paul McGann. And that's the way they're going to end it, because they don't have enough money to do a new TARDIS console, a new Doctor, a new this. You got to try to get the show popular again to extend the commission, and nobody's extending the commission. What do you feel about this, Chris?
I feel like we've passed the point of fixing this show. I really think that the damage was done with people leaving when, before she came in with Capaldi. Not that it was Capaldi's fault. It was just, the writing and the direction of the show.
Right.
I think she could have worked out, in my opinion, and maybe she still will. Maybe this next season will be great, and it will change all of our opinions who didn't like the last season. And
right,
great. That's always a possibility. If not, though, if it's more of the same, I don't see how they can salvage what's left of this show, because I think it's done so much damage to the fan base. Yes, I know that they're saying that the ratings are higher, but I question those ratings.
Me too.
My opinion. I don't have any evidence to say that they're fake, so I'm not going to say that they're fake or anything, but
yeah.
I question if that's actually the case. But I don't, the last season it just turned it off for me so much. Like, it was like I didn't even want to go near Doctor Who. Like, I've been happier not even looking it up or even thinking about it at this point, which is really unfortunate. So is it possible that the next season's more of the same? Yes. And if it was written at the same time as the last season, then, strap in, everybody.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe, that special with the Dalek was decent. So if they're kind of like that, or maybe just a little bit under that, hey, maybe it will be a good season. Maybe it will be a decent season. But I'm telling you right now, I don't think that these long gaps in between each season are going to help it at all. Because I think people are going to lose interest in it very quickly, like they did when we had that last really long gap.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't even know. It's definitely nowhere near as popular as it was when Matt Smith was at his height.
I agree.
So, I mean.
And the reason to put a Christmas special or a New Year's special now instead of the season, which they said it's standalone, which leads me to believe that if Series 12 was rewritten before, they did not anticipate doing another special, and that's new. Like, the special is new. Special is something that you could learn from and write and enhance. But, again, if that's the case, you scrap the scripts and you write new scripts, because the problem is people don't want to see those episodes. So, again, also the contract that they have with the Daleks. All they have to do is they mention the name Dalek, they show a Dalek, could be 10 seconds, and they are in line with the contract. That's all they have to do. And it has to be a year apart every time or within the year. So them releasing a possible Christmas special or maybe even on New Year's special, because, again, we're hearing that Doctor Who is not coming back in January or February or March. So you would have to have a New Year's special just to save face and have, like, it's been only a year apart or something. But again, if you do not improve the show, and if you do not get the commission date extended, and basically the commission date is job security. It's saying that no matter what the damn ratings are, Doctor Who is paid for and scheduled to continue until 2023. So, in other words, they're giving it a shot where, like, it'll be a situation sort of like Godzilla versus King of the Monsters, where, all right, it didn't do what it was supposed to do, but you got 2 more shots besides Godzilla versus Kong. So in the case of them, they could film Series 11, they did it, Series 12, Series 13. If by Series 13 the commission date doesn't change, the show gets canceled. That is what it means. Okay?
Right. Yeah, and if they don't renew the commission by then, I mean, then that's a pretty clear indication that they don't care anymore.
Right, and the commission date has not changed. Okay. Also, you want to say, get money from China, get money for this. I doubt that China giving them money anticipated what they were going to do, because, again, I don't think that they're happy where their money went, where they just did this direction. And I don't think that they would be too quick to put more money into it. And again, they've never done that before. Doctor Who's never gotten money from any foreign country or any foreign thing to use stuff for their series. So you got to think about, when they're going to all these exotic locales, it's added money. Like, they didn't have money to do that before. So, you gotta, like, you can't, like Chibnall, he can't see this as, this is my project, I do what I want. He has to understand that what he's doing affects the whole world, where you have to do something to appease the fans or the BBC and he's not. And even the merchandise all say Her Universe. You basically said it where you don't want guys to buy anything, and you just killed 85% of your sales. And the funny thing is, they thought that they would pick up all these female that were, it was not all females were like this. There were some females that were like, the Doctors are going to be better now there's a female. And they went all crazy and they were like all this. And of all those females, 90% of them didn't watch it when Jodie Whittaker was the Doctor, and still hasn't seen it. So all these campaigning and everything, it was just falling on deaf ears because they didn't watch it. While me, on the other hand, and you, we watched the show even though we weren't happy with the choice, and then she grew on me, and I'm like, okay, I'll accept her as a Doctor, but the season sucked.
Honestly, she was the least of the problems.
She was.
Like, she wasn't great. I don't think she's a great Doctor, but I honestly feel that it was everything around her
that
destroyed everything. Like honestly, like if her stories were halfway competent, or not, I shouldn't say competent, halfway decent, her being a little bit annoying every now and then, I would have been like, all right, whatever. But it was like everything around her was bad, and then it was compounded or it added on to with her just being annoying. And it was just like, oh, this show is it's just terrible.
Now, picture like you giving the money to like a troll and say, do what you want. It seems to me that that's what Chibnall is, like a troll. He's like, how can I piss off the fan base and drive them nuts? You know what? I'll do that thing that they were complaining about where she's talking about a female Bond. We'll do that shit. And it's like, how does that make any sense?
You know what it is? It's that, not to cut you off, but it's that those fans who expressed their opinion, who said, I don't like this choice. I don't think the Doctor should be female. Here's why. Those people were lumped in with the people that were like, women shouldn't be in these roles. And it was like, great. And then that's just fantastic, being sarcastic. And it's like, those fans, us, I guess you could say, because I think we respectfully gave our opinion.
We did.
We got lumped in with these other people that went to the extreme, right. And automatically we're labeled as, oh, you're the bad guys. So now when they write this show, they're like, well, the fans that like it are the good guys. We're going to write this for our quote-unquote good guys and screw the bad guys, and we're going to poke fun at them and annoy them as much as we can.
Right.
That's basically what happens. That's what happens with everything. Right. It happens with everything now. You can't escape it. That's why, when people complain about politics being in everything, and then people say, well, politics has always been in this. It's like, yes, but the key here was it used to be subtle.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Now it's everything.
It wasn't like getting hit in the head with a friggin' mallet or something. It was like, now it's just like you can't escape. People watch these shows to escape things like politics.
Right.
But then you go into your escape, and it's like the politics were waiting for you. Like, haha, you thought you were getting away? I don't think so. Like,
right.
It's insane. It's insanity. And then they go, well, how come the show isn't working? And it's like, why do you think?
Yeah, it's true.
It's like someone saying, like, I've had too much cake. I'm going to go eat something healthy. And then you go to get, like, an apple, and you bite into it, and it's like a cupcake-shaped apple or something, or an apple-shaped cupcake. And it's like, what the fuck? I wanted to get away from this.
Right.
Like.
And anybody that's wearing Doctor Who shirts now, you got to ask them, because I've asked people sometimes. People don't even know. They're like, oh, I don't watch that now. I'm just representing what it was before. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't like what's going on. I'm like, oh.
It's scary how similar the Doctor Who responses have become, like the professional wrestling responses, specifically for WWE. Because it's the same thing. It's like, oh, I used to be a Doctor Who fan, but then it just got terrible. Do you remember when it was good? And it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. But you know what the thing that sucks is, because I've noticed this too, regardless of what's going on in Doctor Who, the fan base is still there. And I'm going to tell you right now, when we post on our Doctor Who pages, the Real Whovians cast, there is like tons of people watching these videos that they need these videos. They want to see these videos. Whether they agree with it or not, like I posted and I've been lackluster. I haven't been posting like I should. And when I just decide, okay, I'm going to throw up the 10 that I didn't post, we have like 60, 70 people like reading each one from Facebook. And I'm like, my God, like people really miss us doing the Real Whovians cast, regardless of what's going on. Like they want to hear us talk about Doctor Who. They want to hear us talk about something with Doctor Who, even if there's no news, just to see us talking about it.
Yeah, but you know what though? It's like I understand that they want to talk, like they want to hear us talk about it. And it's like, you appreciate that. But
yeah, we do. But
like, at what point you have to think, like, we just get tired of bitching about it.
Yes.
It's just like, at one point, it's just like, you know what? I just don't want to talk about this anymore because it's just so terrible.
Right.
It's entertainment, I'm saying. Like, it's just such bad entertainment that it's just like, nobody cares. Like, none of us care anymore. And it's like, we want to talk about Doctor Who. We want it to be good. That's why we keep talking about it, because we're holding out hope that, hey, maybe there'll be an episode that we really like, and it surprise us. But it's come to the point, for me anyway, it's
Right.
come to the point where it's like, I can't go into this show every week, whenever it comes back, and expect something different. That's literally the definition of insanity. And it's like, me personally, Doctor Who is not something that I need. And I will cut it loose if I have to.
See, my take on it is, like, this show, this podcast, the Real Whovians cast, is everything to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically my baby, you know? Like, it was before the Everything Show. It was before everything, okay? This was our thing. And even though we do the Everything Show, we're, like, people are like, oh, the Real Whovians cast is doing the Everything Show. Like, Real Whovians, where they're doing the Everything Show. Like, that's what we're called. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when I can't do a Real Whovians cast, like, I'm genuinely, and again, I anticipated this years ago, and I said, there's going to become a time when we can't talk about it. Like, there's not going to be enough stuff, or it's not going to be on the air. And I invented other podcasts, like the Everything Show, to basically keep this channel afloat. I anticipated at some point in time. I even said, when Everything Show had like this amount, and the Real Whovians had this amount, I said at some point in time, the Everything Show is going to far surpass in numbering the amount of cast to the Real Whovians. You know? And now it's like the Everything Show is our top show, you know, because we're talking about everything there is with movies, comics, video games, and, you know, sometimes we'll talk about Doctor Who on the Everything Show. But again, just to talk about Doctor Who, we don't get enough information, enough news to cover more than a minute or two. I mean, if you want me to start joking around for 5 minutes and then leading into the story, I'm not going to do that, okay? Some people could do that. Some people could, they'll have like crumbs and they'll make a cake out of it. Like, or they'll drag the podcast, or they'll drag the video for like 20 minutes or a half hour, and there's literally a sentence of news or a couple of sentences. I can't fake it, so I won't do a cast, you know, unless we just feel like talking and ranting, you know? But again, I don't want the Whovians cast to become us bashing Doctor Who and like constantly, you know, and again, I'm not happy what's going on, but again, at the same time, I still consider myself a fan. I'm just like begging them for merchandise. I'm begging them to fix it, you know, and I'm like hanging on a cliff when it comes to Doctor Who. Like, I don't want to let go. And yet, if I did let go, I'd probably survive, because I'm saying it'll be like people rescuing you. But I don't want to let go of that. Like, I don't like change. I don't want Doctor Who to be absent from my life. I don't want like them to be off the air. And maybe I'm in denial. I don't know. But like tonight, we're trying this. You know, it may literally be a month before we talk about Doctor Who. And that's the reality. I mean, you know, we had luck that we talked a couple of casts this week, but that's rare. And there's no news, literally. Like, absolutely nothing. And again, even if we did have news, we're not allowed to show pictures. We're not allowed to, and that's another thing that's just driving me up the wall. Is like, they'll be looking to take you to court if you show a picture, if we talk, like, it's just insane. So we don't have the thing where we could show pictures anymore like we did, or talk about stuff when we get, you know, and it's just heartbreaking. So we'll try to give you when we can, but I'm not even going to force the issue, because I was thinking, oh, maybe we'll review classic episodes, but people don't, not everybody wants to see that. They'd rather us talk about the new stuff. So we'll see. All right, so that's the end of this cast. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Chris. Take care. Bye.